Gosh, this is hard to get you guys on the air. Here comes Diann back with us. Hi, Diann.
Hi.
This is crazy. All right, let's get this thing going, shall we, with our Veterans Providers Group, brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Diann, as hard as it is, I guess this is what the military would refer to as a snafu.
Absolutely. Did Kevin join us?
He's here.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
So what are we talking about with the veterans today?
Well, I do want to recap a little bit of what's been going on over the past month. We've been pretty busy. We had some great events, one being the Flight of the Flags at the Air Show.
Mm-hmm.
So a big thank you to Nathaniel, Al Lockhart, our local VA director, Steve from MVO. They put on a wonderful show. We've had really good feedback regarding people bringing their flags to be flown in the belly of that plane. The ceremony was very beautiful, very thoughtful. So go to the Facebook page. There's tons of pictures about the event that day. And fortunately, we will have that back next year at the airport. So already I'm getting calls saying, that's great. I missed this one. We had 17 flags flown in the belly of that plane for the air show. So it was a great day.
That's terrific.
So we also had the car show, and I think Kevin's going to talk a little bit about that with the parsonage. That was a success. We had beautiful weather.
Mm-hmm.
The next big event coming up is our Warrior Rock concert, which is going to be at the Treddy Auditorium. That information will be on the Facebook page also, but tickets can be purchased at the complex, the KCAC complex. So that's a concert that will honor local veterans, and then they tell their stories. They videotape their stories, and then they play music that might be from that era or whatever that veteran likes. So it's going to be a great event.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be really special. Kevin, let's talk a little bit about the car show and about the Veterans Parsonage.
Well, actually, there's been a change. The congregation at the Indiana Church of the Brethren decided to change the location now to the Freedom Fellowship Center, which I think is an apt name for the parsonage.
Mm-hmm.
We did have the car show on Sunday. The weather cooperated. There were 175 cars and approximately 400 people. We were able to raise just over, minus expenses, $4,319. There were, bounce houses for the kids, cars, motorcycles. There were some food vendors there, and so just a shout out to the lead board members and thank you to the congregation, and big thank you to CNB Bank, who was the primary sponsor for that event as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, wonderful. And it continues the mission, of course, of the parsonage.
Absolutely. One of the big goals this after the pandemic was to try to make at least the first floor ADA compliant. We had a ramp put in. They're working on the downstairs bedroom to make that ADA compliant, and also ADA compliant restroom in case we ever have a veteran that has mobility issues of any kind. So the money raised today will help go to that mission.
Yeah. Terrific. Kevin, when you were in the Army, did you have a drill sergeant?
I did have a drill sergeant. The drill sergeant was in basic training, and when you went for your other training, it was called cadre sergeant.
Oh, okay. Did he speak with a really loud, commanding voice?
Yes.
Okay, I need you to do that now because you're fading on me.
Fading off? It's probably this stupid phone, but...
That was an underhanded thing for me to do, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but that's all right. I've got big shoulders.
I've heard that voice from Kevin. He knows how to use it.
Yeah, he knows how to use that voice. By the way, Diann, the show that you were talking about, the Warriors Rock and the Studio E Band, is going to be on the 28th of August.
Correct.
From 7 to 9
It's going to be an evening show, 7 p.m. There is limited. I believe it's going to be in the Treddy Auditorium, so I think there's only seating for 350, so you're going to want to get your tickets quickly because that is a very big concert. And that is also the Fair Week, so we will be represented at the fair also this year. That's great news. All of our members will have information at the table, and we'll be, of course, partnering with the parsonage and curling too.
Now, 100% of the ticket proceeds will be donated to the Veterans Outreach in Indiana. Tell me about that.
Well, we are working with Diann Stephen and her husband, Bill Stephen. They're a name that's popular around the Homer City area. They have partnered with Kim Rakan, I believe her name is, and her husband has the band. So all of the proceeds that day that happen, I think, will go to various organizations within our county that provide services for veterans. She's going to be joining us today at the Veteran Providers Group meeting to share a little bit of information about how that's going to work.
You know, when you talk about that meeting today, Kevin, I know that you're quite aware of this as well. Indiana County, I think, does a fabulous job of recognizing needs for veterans and then finding whatever organization will best meet those needs. And if there is no organization to meet those needs, forming one. That's something that we do here in Indiana County, isn't it?
It is, and we all work together, and that's the excellent thing. There are no egos in that group. I'm honored to be part of it, both for my professional career as a veteran and just a veteran supporter. Yeah.
The veterans services here in Indiana County are just, they're so varied. They cover so many broad topics, and there's a reason for that, and that is because there is so much need in so many different areas with our veterans. And you, as a veteran of the Gulf War, people who are veterans of the actions since then related to 9/11 and further to Iraq, Afghanistan, and other theaters, those who served in Vietnam, and even those who survived who served in Korea, they all have different needs and different issues, do they not?
Some of them have different issues, and some of them have similar issues, because we all served, especially those that served in wartime. You were away from your family, you were in harm's way, so some of those needs are the same. But also, based on the era, based on what you may have been exposed to, there may be some differences too. So each era has its own particular needs. Yeah,
they really do. Diann, let's get your angle on this as well. I'm thinking right now of Vietnam veterans who are getting into their late 60s, even the youngest of them, their late 60s, most of them in their 70s and their 80s now, the Vietnam-era veterans, and for them to have gone through what they went through, the exposures Kevin mentioned, we think of Agent Orange, but there were other things to which they were exposed. They have their own real special set of needs and issues medically, and of course there are other needs too.
They do, and those definitions are ever changing when it comes to the VA. Al Lockhart's going to be joining us next month to talk a little bit about those definitions that they've changed within their system and how that affects the veterans that we're serving here in our area, because those are important to know. You may not have been eligible for something, and now you are. So we really do encourage people to call our local VA director. Al is excellent about keeping up with that kind of information. You definitely want to check with our local office and make sure that your availability or is not changed, that you can now tap into some benefits. I do want to say that, for the air show, when we did the Fly to the Flags, we were honored to have a World War II veteran that we honored that day, a Vietnam veteran, and then somebody that may be on the line with us was honored that day also. So we were fortunate to have 3 eras there. We couldn't get representation for a Korean, but we will definitely have that next year.
Kevin, what did that feel like?
Humbling. Mm-hmm. I was very thankful to Al Lockhart and Diann and Nathaniel. It's a wonderful event, and to be chosen, I don't need to be recognized, but I saw it as an opportunity to stand for our Desert Storm vet folks, and it was a very nice honor to be recognized for not only being a Desert Storm vet, but the work we do to help other veterans. So I wanted to thank that group. I did. I told Al Lockhart to be kind when he went up to the podium, and he was. So thank you to those folks that put that on, and it's an honor to have been standing there by 2 other veterans. And we talked about the differences in the era. Actually, it's funny that you brought that up, Todd. So it was a very nice opportunity for me to talk to some other vets, and then the flag ceremony was just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a shout out to Blairsville VFW and American Legion who assisted with that ceremony, and they did a wonderful job. It was a long morning for them. They came out earlier that week to kind of survey the area and see what they would need, but they were very detailed and very just an honor to work with. It was a great day.
Well, it's always good to catch up with the Indiana County Veterans Providers Group and to know that there are so many people concerned about veterans issues here in Indiana County. We appreciate the time from both Diann Overman and Kevin Lazor this morning. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Todd. Talk to you on Friday.
All right. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.